start again. It's a rich thing.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about a Chicago Bulls and Portland Trail Blazers injury report ahead of our game with each other. The Bulls and Portland will always have something linked with each other, as we do own Portland's pick if they ever end up entering the lottery, or entering outside of the lottery, my apologies. So of course these two teams will always intertwine in some way, form or fashion until we get that pick. Now that doesn't look like it's going to be this season, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we're going to not be able to get their pick, and it also means with us not getting Orlando's pick that we're going to not have a pick this season for the Chicago Bulls heading into the draft for next season and stuff like that. So interesting stuff. But again, I think a lot of people might not be too worried about that at this point in time. It's a big game between the Bulls and the Trailblazers. You want to win this game. And there are quite a few injuries on both sides for both teams. So we'll discuss that a little bit further in this video. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and whether or not you believe we can beat the Portland Trailblazers. I think the key answer for most people would be yes, because we've seen us beat some great teams in the past recently, but at the same time, you know the Bulls can always have a lapse in a game, like we saw with Philadelphia, like we could see with Portland, but there is a lot to get through in this area. Let's start off with the Chicago Bulls injuries. Let's start off with Javonte Green. As per usual, and something I 100% do expect going forward, he's listed as probable to play in this game against Portland. 75% chance he'll play, 25% chance he'll miss the game. Not surprised at all. I do actually think we're going to see a lot more of that from Javonte Green in the future, just because he did come back from a very big injury that took him months to recover from. I'm not surprised, and I won't be surprised going forward until the end of the season if we keep on seeing Javonte Green is probable, Javonte Green is questionable, Javonte Green is doubtful. I think you're going to see that a lot by the Chicago Bulls team. I'm not surprised whatsoever. Alex Caruso has once again been listed as questionable. I still don't think Alex Caruso is going to play. Again, it's just my opinion. I think I did see a tweet somewhere, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I was just dreaming about it or something, that he was available to play against Philadelphia and stuff like that, but again, I just don't think the Bulls are going to try and rush anything, in all honesty. But I think we need Alex Caruso. I think hopefully he can come back as healthy as he could possibly be towards the end of the season. Because by the time that playing tournament comes, because you're assuming where the Bulls are positioned at this point in time, if we can keep on winning some of these games, you're going to need Alex Caruso in the play-in. You're going to need guys like DeMar DeRozan in the play-in. You're going to need these guys in the play-in tournament, because you want to get out of the play-in tournament once you're in it. You don't want to just get eliminated. You want to go all the way. So I do hope that the Chicago Bulls can sort things out with Alex Caruso and his injury. Hopefully it's not as severe as we first think, but again, he's been listed as questionable since that injury, so eventually I'm going to be wrong on one of them and he will actually play for the Bulls. Interesting stuff there. And of course, kind of already just mentioned it, DeMar DeRozan is listed as questionable. If you didn't see the Philadelphia game, he did aggravate an injury, I believe. He is listed as questionable for this game against Portland. Now, a one-game scenario, a one-off scenario for a guy like DeMar DeRozan is probably not the end of the world, but if you see 2-3 weeks out for DeMar DeRozan because of this injury, this could be the beginning of the end for the Chicago Bulls. We're in a good position in terms of the 10th spot. Indiana, I believe, are a game and a half, around a game behind us at this point in time. You've seen the Bulls win a lot more games than we've lost, and that's because most of our players have been healthy, and DeMar and Zach have played well together. Now, Zach LaVine being here is huge for us, of course it is, and this might be controversial, at this point in time, I'd rather have Zach LaVine in the team than DeMar DeRozan, but I still think both is a necessity. It is what it is. I think people might be saying, yes, DeMar DeRozan might not be the best fit for the Bulls, and I agree with that, but you're losing a 25 to 30 to 35 point per game scorer for the Chicago Bulls on any given night. And I don't care what anybody says, having that scoring ability out of the team is going to hurt this Bulls team, whether it's the right fit or not the right fit. We can focus on the fit in the offseason. The Bulls didn't change anything in the trade deadline. But we need DeMar DeRozan and we need Zach LaVine and we need Vucevic. We need everybody on this team. It's going to be a team valiant effort to push us into the play-in tournament and to get us into the first round of the NBA playoffs, which I think most Bulls players, at least, and fans want us to be in. Some of them don't, of course. It is what it is. That's something we're going to have to deal with. But yeah, I hope this is not a serious injury for DeMar DeRozan either. For the player, for his health first and foremost, but obviously for our playoff hopes as well. And you look at Portland. I'm not going to go too much about Portland because there are loads of players here that could potentially be out for this game, which again, it does put a huge advantage to the Bulls, but as we know, the Bulls can lose to any team presentable at this time. The Bulls can beat any team presentable at this time. We can beat the best, we can lose to the worst, we can lose to the worst and beat the best. It's as simple as that, in my opinion. So, Jerami Grant is out for this game against the Chicago Bulls. He has a quadricep injury. And again, that's one of their best players, one of their go-to options. He's had a great season, Jerami Grant, despite Portland not having a great season themselves. A lot of people still wanted Jerami Grant on the Bulls, and people might still want Jerami Grant on the Bulls in the offseason. We'll have to wait and see how things go in that regard. If I'm assuming he's a free agent. I believe he is. So that could be interesting for the Chicago Bulls. Jusuf Nurkic has been listed as questionable for the game against the Bulls due to knee soreness. Again, that's their starting center, if I'm not mistaken, and he's a very, very good player. I think he's probably the guy that, if he is out, would probably be the biggest player out, maybe of course outside of Dame, because they might have to go a little bit small ball. And that's how I think we played against them the first time around when we versed Portland. And I think that will help guys like Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine especially, and DeMar, anybody that wants to attack the basket. With Jusuf Nurkic out of the lineup, that could be a good area to attack for the Chicago Bulls. Anthony Simons, due to a foot injury, has been ruled out against the Bulls. I don't know how severe the foot injury is. Obviously, that's a very, very good player as well. Someone that I think a lot of Portland fans are very excited about in terms of the long-term potential of the player. So we'll wait and see how that goes. Nasir Little has a concussion, I believe, or is in concussion protocols. I'm not really sure. He's listed as questionable to play. I'm assuming if he's in concussion protocols, he won't be playing at all. But again, we just never know. Damian Lillard, listed as probable for this game against the Bulls due to right calf tightness. I've heard stories about Portland shutting down Dame for the rest of the year. There's not that many games to go, to be fair, but again, if that's the direction they're going to go down, then I don't expect Damian Lillard to play, but probable is more of a chance he will play. And if Dame plays, you're always in a chance to win. Dame has been phenomenal this season in a very losing scenario with Portland, unfortunately. So again, I think it's clear as day, if Damian Lillard doesn't play that game, the Bulls have the best possible chance to win. But Dame's one of my favourite players. I will never say I want Damian Lillard to be out of the lineup. I want Damian Lillard to play. I love watching Damian Lillard. It's very similar to Luka Doncic. I don't care if Luka Doncic has, I guess, the worst season possible. He's still an amazing player, amazing skill set, and extremely enjoyable to watch. I would watch Luka all day long if I could. He's that good of a player, and I'd watch Damian Lillard all day long. I love the way that he plays. And yeah, in terms of that is all the new, I guess, updates that has been put out for Portland. They also have Justice Winslow out from an ankle injury. I think he had surgery on it. I'm not too sure. But yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. And they've got Ibu Badish. I apologize if I said his name wrong. He's also out for Portland as well. So yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the injuries for Portland. There is a lot there. That's a lot of their team there. So if all those guys don't make it to this Bulls game, you're going to expect some G League players, I assume, their two-way contract players, all of that, to really participate in this game to make sure that the numbers are the same. And also just to make sure that they're not having their starting lineup play the whole game for them. So yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. So two teams dealing with injuries. We'll wait and see what ends up happening, which players will end up playing this game, which players will miss this game. But that's really all I'm going to talk about in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next Chicago Bulls video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.